For several weeks, many royal watchers noticed something simple but unusual. Prince Louis had not appeared at a number of public engagements where people might have expected to see him. There were no dramatic announcements, no emergency statements, just the quiet reality that royal schedules often change, especially when it comes to young children. Because Prince Louis, born in April 2018, is still very young. At just a few years old, he is not a full-time working royal. His appearances are carefully limited to major national events such as Trooping the Color, Platinum Jubilee celebrations, Christmas services, and significant state occasions. However, in today's digital age, even normal gaps can quickly turn into online speculation. Before we continue, if you appreciate respectful, fact-based royal updates without rumors or exaggeration, consider subscribing. This channel focuses only on publicly available information and verified reporting. Now, back to what actually happened. In recent years, the royal family has adjusted how often the Wales children appear in public. Prince William and Catherine have consistently made it clear, through interviews and actions, that their priority is giving Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis as normal and stable a childhood as possible. When a child does not attend a formal event, it is often a parental decision based on age, schedule, or suitability of the occasion. For example, Prince Louis did not attend every official event during major national moments. This is consistent with how previous royal children were raised, including Prince William and Prince Harry in the 1980s and 1990s. It's also important to understand that King Charles III does not typically issue statements regarding the day-to-day presence or absence of his grandchildren at public engagements. Official communications usually focus on state matters, constitutional roles, or major health updates involving senior working royals. There has been no verified public announcement suggesting a crisis involving Prince Louis. In fact, when Prince Louis has appeared publicly, whether at Trooping the Color or other ceremonial occasions, he has often drawn attention for his animated expressions and youthful energy. Many commentators have described his behavior as typical for a child attending long, formal ceremonies. Events like VE Day commemorations or Trooping the Color can last several hours. For any young child, that environment can be overwhelming. Large crowds, military displays, formal dress codes, and extended periods of standing or sitting still. Royal historians frequently point out that children in the monarchy are gradually introduced to public life. There is no fixed schedule that requires them to attend every appearance. Prince William has previously spoken about the importance of supporting mental health, including through initiatives such as Heads Together, which he launched alongside Catherine and Prince Harry in 2016. The Prince and Princess of Wales have consistently advocated for open conversations around emotional well-being. However, advocacy for mental health in general does not automatically imply a specific personal situation unless confirmed publicly. As for Catherine and William's approach, their pattern over the years has been consistent. They limit exposure. They protect privacy. They prioritize schooling and family time. They choose appearances carefully. This is aligned with modern royal parenting, more hands-on and more protective compared to previous generations. When social media speculation begins, it often grows faster than official updates. But absence from a public event does not necessarily indicate illness, crisis, or internal conflict. It can simply reflect family decisions being made behind the scenes, decisions that are not always explained in detail. And that brings us to the broader question many viewers are asking. How does the royal family balance transparency with privacy, especially when it involves children? The monarchy today operates in a very different media environment than it did during Princess Diana's era. Public expectations for openness are higher. Social media accelerates rumors. Silence can sometimes be interpreted as secrecy, even when it is simply discretion. So the real discussion may not be about a hidden crisis at all. As online conversations continued, some narratives began to grow far beyond what had actually been confirmed. In today's media environment, even small changes in royal scheduling can quickly evolve into larger theories. But it is important to separate verified public information from speculation. There has been no official statement indicating that Prince Louis experienced a medical emergency, collapse, or secret treatment. When it comes to royal children, health matters, if serious, are typically communicated in a clear and direct manner. For example, when King Charles and Catherine publicly addressed their own health situations in 2024, official statements were issued transparently. No such statement has been made regarding Prince Louis. Prince William and Catherine have consistently taken a protective approach to their children's privacy. This includes limiting press access, carefully managing photographs, controlling event attendance, avoiding unnecessary public commentary about private family matters. This approach aligns with modern royal parenting practices and reflects lessons learned from previous generations, particularly regarding media intrusion during Princess Diana's era. There is also no verified evidence of internal royal conflict involving Queen Camilla, Princess Anne, or Prince Harry connected to Prince Louis's public appearances. While it is true that royal households sometimes differ in communication styles and priorities, as has been documented historically, specific claims about confrontations or strategic media manipulation remain unverified unless confirmed by official sources or reputable reporting. When analyzing royal dynamics, context matters. The British monarchy operates through structured communications teams at Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace. Decisions about media access, public appearances, and press releases are coordinated carefully, especially when minors are involved. There are long-standing media guidelines in the UK regarding reporting on royal children. Major outlets traditionally respect boundaries around schooling, health, and private family time. That said, public curiosity remains strong. In a digital age where speculation spreads rapidly, silence is sometimes interpreted as secrecy, even when it is simply privacy. And that raises a larger question. How does a modern monarchy protect children while remaining accountable to a public that expects transparency? Prince Louis, as the youngest child of the Prince and Princess of Wales, holds a visible place in the line of succession, but he is not a working royal. His role, at this stage of life, is simply to grow up. Historically, royal children's public exposure has increased gradually over time. Prince William and Prince Harry followed a similar path, early public appearances limited, then expanded in adolescence and adulthood. So when viewers notice absences or changes, it may reflect developmental stages rather than hidden crises. At the same time, public trust in institutions depends on clarity. And that balance between privacy and transparency continues to shape how the royal family communicates today. As events unfold and public engagements continue, observers will naturally look for patterns, appearances, and official updates. But separating confirmed information from amplified online narratives remains essential, especially when it involves a child. He spoke carefully and with visible restraint during past interviews, choosing his words in a way that suggested long reflection rather than impulse. In various public conversations over the years, Prince Harry has discussed what he describes as structural challenges within the monarchy, traditions, hierarchy, and the pressure to protect institutional image. However, it is important to clarify that in his documented interviews and memoir, he has not made any verified public medical claims about Prince Louis. His broader criticism has focused on media culture, internal family tensions, and institutional communication practices rather than specific health allegations about royal children. When discussions about patterns inside the monarchy surface, they usually refer to long-standing traditions, the prioritization of continuity, public stability, and carefully managed messaging. These themes have appeared in multiple royal biographies and interviews across decades, not just in recent years. There has been no confirmed statement from Prince Harry, Meghan, King Charles, or Kensington Palace suggesting the existence of a hereditary neurological condition affecting Prince Louis. Royal family health matters, when significant, have historically been addressed through official announcements. For example, King Charles and the Princess of Wales both released direct public statements regarding their own health situations. No comparable announcement has been issued regarding Prince Louis. Speculation often intensifies when silence meets high public curiosity. In modern media cycles, absence of detail can be interpreted as concealment, even when it reflects privacy, particularly where children are involved. The monarchy operates within structured medical confidentiality. Royal physicians, like all medical professionals in the United Kingdom, are bound by strict privacy laws. Any alleged internal medical record or named private doctor appearing in rumor-based narratives has not been substantiated by credible reporting. Similarly, there is no publicly verified evidence of a secret hereditary warning being raised years earlier or suppressed by the Crown. Such claims, if true, would require documented reporting by major news organizations, and none have produced such confirmation. What has been documented historically is that the royal family places strong emphasis on safeguarding minors. Media guidelines in the UK traditionally restrict intrusive reporting on royal children, especially regarding schooling or health. This framework has existed for decades and is not unique to current events. When Prince Harry speaks about institutional reform, he often frames his arguments around transparency, accountability, and personal well-being. These conversations, while controversial, are part of a broader public debate about how constitutional monarchies adapt to modern expectations. But debate about institutional culture is not the same as verified evidence of medical neglect. The difference matters. Because when discussions involve a child, particularly one not performing official duties, the line between public interest and private life becomes especially sensitive. As public attention continues, the larger issue may not be hidden diagnoses or sealed records, but rather how narratives evolve in the absence of confirmed updates. In a digital era where every pause invites interpretation, separating documented fact from amplified rumor becomes essential, not only for institutional credibility, but for the well-being of those at the center of the conversation.
As speculation deepened, some narratives online began expanding far beyond anything supported by official reporting. There has been no verified evidence that Parliament, the Privy Council, or constitutional authorities were privately briefed about any change involving Prince Louie. The line of succession in the United Kingdom is clearly defined by law, and ceremonial participation by a child does not affect constitutional status. Prince Louis remains in the line of succession by birthright. His presence or absence at public engagements does not alter that position. Similarly, there is no credible record of a resurfaced letter from Princess Diana predicting circumstances involving a future grandchild. Diana's letters that have become public over the years were released through authorized biographies, exhibitions, or family consent, not through sealed palace archives discovered in secret searches. It is well documented that Princess Diana often spoke about the pressures of royal life and her concerns about media intrusion. However, no verified historical source contains language resembling prophetic warnings about unnamed future heirs or hidden illness within the crown. When emotionally powerful narratives appear online, especially involving Diana, they tend to resonate deeply because of her lasting global legacy. But emotional resonance is not the same as documentary evidence. As for Catherine, Princess of Wales, she has consistently presented herself publicly as composed and focused, even during periods of intense media scrutiny. When she addressed her own health situation in 2024, she did so directly and personally through a recorded message, demonstrating that when major issues arise, official communication does occur. There has been no verified report of leaked security footage, late-night breakdown recordings, or internal palace surveillance related to her family life. Royal residences maintain strict privacy protocols. Unauthorized leaks involving minors or private family conversations would constitute serious legal violations in the United Kingdom. What is real, however, is the emotional weight placed on modern royals, particularly those raising young children under constant observation. Catherine and William stand at the intersection of tradition and modernization. They represent the future leadership of the monarchy while attempting to maintain a protective family environment. That balance is not simple. Public expectations demand transparency. Parental instincts demand privacy. Institutional continuity demands stability. Those pressures coexist. Historically, moments of royal transition, whether generational, cultural, or institutional, often generate heightened speculation. Under King Charles III, the monarchy is navigating modernization while preserving constitutional neutrality. But modernization does not automatically imply hidden crises. It may instead reflect evolving communication strategies, increased media sensitivity, and a growing public desire for openness around well-being and family life. As online discussions intensify, one central reality remains unchanged. Prince Louis is a young child growing up in an extraordinary environment, one shaped by history, tradition, and unprecedented digital scrutiny.
In recent years, royal watchers and commentators have observed a gradual evolution in how the Prince and Princess of Wales manage public appearances for their children. Unlike senior working royals, Prince Louis remains very young, and decisions about his participation in ceremonies or public engagements are made primarily with his well-being in mind. Catherine, Princess of Wales, has publicly emphasized the importance of maintaining a balance between public duties and private family life. This includes protecting her children from excessive scrutiny and ensuring they can enjoy a relatively normal upbringing despite the unusual circumstances of being part of the royal family. In private, as has been reported in authorized biographies and interviews, Catherine has often consulted with experts to guide her parenting decisions. These decisions reflect the long-standing practice among royals to prioritize child development and well-being over public expectation. The Princess of Wales has also been supported by experienced family members who offer guidance grounded in decades of royal experience. Princess Anne, for instance, has historically been recognized for her practical advice and steadfast approach to family and royal responsibilities. She has served as a resource and sounding board for younger members of the family in navigating institutional pressures, though specific private conversations remain private and unverified. It is also important to note that there is no publicly verified evidence that Prince Louie has been formally removed from any official line of succession, titles, or ceremonial obligations. Royal children are generally introduced gradually to public duties, and any adjustment in appearances reflects parental discretion and protective practices rather than public scandal or constitutional change. Prince William and Catherine have consistently highlighted the importance of seeing their children as individuals first, rather than simply as symbols of the monarchy. Public statements have underscored that their priority is the happiness, health, and development of George, Charlotte, and Louis, and that ceremonial participation should never compromise those principles. King Charles III, in public addresses, has also spoken about the need to balance duty with family care, emphasizing that children should be allowed to grow up with as much normalcy as possible, even while being part of a globally recognized institution. In practice, this approach means limiting ceremonial participation for younger children, ensuring school attendance and education remain uninterrupted, protecting private life from undue media attention, prioritizing family well-being over public spectacle. When public curiosity peaks, these decisions are sometimes misinterpreted as controversy. But in reality, the royal family has long maintained these standards. Historical examples show that both Prince William and Prince Harry had similarly managed early childhood exposure to public duties, with gradual introduction over time. Modern royal parenting increasingly focuses on measured exposure, emotional well-being, and safeguarding children from unnecessary stress. Catherine and William are very much aligned with these practices. The public response to carefully managed appearances has generally been supportive. Observers have praised Catherine and William for emphasizing love, protection, and individual attention above ceremonial expectations. In this context, decisions around Prince Louis are consistent with decades of precedent. Children of the monarch are gradually introduced to public life when they are ready, and parents retain the authority to determine the pace and nature of that exposure. Across social media, commentary tends to magnify absence or change, often creating a perception of crisis where none exists. Public solidarity with the family often emerges when their approach is understood. Prioritizing child development and well-being is seen as a modern, compassionate practice rather than a deviation from tradition. As the royal family continues navigating this balance, it is clear that parental care and discretion remain central. Public expectations are managed through measured communication. The well-being of the